Joe Simonetto, what district are you in?
I'm in Ward 3.
Ward 3 is where?
Well, that's primarily, it runs all the way from the river down to Franlin.
On the
Franlin and
Manhattan, yeah.
and 45th.
Right.
And then at Franlin 40 all the way to 45th
Right.
on the east side or west side?
I'm on the east side.
On the east side. And this is your first stint as an
First
elected
term.
official?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I've never run for public office before.
You live in Munster a long time?
40 years.
40
Moved
years.
there 1971 when I got out of the service.
1971, what branch of the service?
United States Air Force.
Out of the Air Force, and you moved to Munster?
Yes, sir.
And you've lived there since 1971. And what have you done? What was your jobs like in the intervening time?
Well, I was primarily in sales and marketing, and I worked in a variety of industries, in the construction industry, in the environmental industry, and I also retired from a firm that specialized in manufacturing of high-pressure filters for very specialized applications for the aerospace, defense, and offshore oil and gas industries.
So that's big stuff. Now
Yes.
you're dealing with local politics, and well,
that's pretty big to me.
No, I mean it's like larger issue stuff. I mean, who is it that said all politics is local? And I agree with that. And they're huge issues. We just had two major issues that we've been talking about here this morning, but now you're going to be dealing with stuff on a local level, and that's got to be kind of exciting, huh?
Yes, sir, it is. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, now you are a Republican.
Yes, sir, I am.
And you come in with 4 other Republicans on the board. I think 2 new. You're new, and John Reed's new. So it'll be 2 new joining 3 older, not
Right.
necessarily age-wise, unless you consider my former biology teacher. He's getting a little long in the tooth.
Right, we got John Eddington.
Yeah, John Eddington, and
A
then
lot of experience there.
A lot of experience, and
Yeah.
then Dave Nelms. How are you doing today?
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Glad to be here.
The
Well.
So it's 5 Republicans that are on the board,
And our clerk treasurer, Dave Schaefer.
and Dave Schaefer, of
And he has a lot of experience.
six elected officials. So I guess it is our first meeting here. So I mean, anything special you guys want to accomplish in 2012 that comes to mind?
Well, we've certainly got a lot of projects underway that we've got going. We've got the Lake Business Center with $60 million worth of construction going on. We've got the extended stay hotel. We've got the Munster shops that are well underway with Panera Bread. Along Calumet Avenue, we've got that underpass that we're working on with both 45th and Calumet Avenue. We've got that as a big project going. We've got sewer separations going on in town that we need to make sure they get funded and taken care of. We've got the Schoon Ditch area, which is just west of White Oak Avenue, north of Schoon Ditch. And then we've got the area of Wicker Park Estates on the north side, the northeast area, which is my area. I represent Ward 4, and that's the northeast area of Munster going down along the Highland border down to Franlin. So we've got those projects. We've got bridges that are going to be worked on this year in town.
Where?
We've got the Poplar Bridge that's going to be replaced going into Twin Creeks. And that's going to be done 1 lane at a time, which is going to cause a little bit of disruption, but the bridge is in bad shape. It needs to be replaced. There is only one way into that neighborhood, so we're going to set that up with a traffic signal that'll allow the traffic to go single file over the single lane, and they'll do one side then the other. That project will be taking place this summer. They're going to.
That's county.
It's a county project that we're working with.
Now, hold on a second. Let's go back to that project. That's the first I heard of it. The Poplar Bridge would be, just so people that may not know that area, say you were coming from Dyer and you were coming south on a White Oak and you hung a left on Poplar, right?
Poplar, yes.
Yeah, and it's the only entrance into Briar Creek. Now, what's that ditch?
The Twin Creeks.
Twin Creeks, I'm sorry.
Twin
Twin Creeks. Briar Creeks is different.
Goes over
Yeah.
Hart Ditch.
It goes over Hart Ditch. So that's the same ditch that actually comes down and meets up with the Little Calumet River to the, if it goes north.
The north end, yes, that is
Yeah,
correct.
so it flows that way, and there's a bridge that was probably built, when they did that subdivision?
I would say yes, yes.
And that had to be in the early 70s, maybe? mid-70s, something like that.
Somewhere like that. The bridge could be the 60s. I'm not exactly sure
Yeah.
the age of the bridge, but anyway, it's under the county jurisdiction and it needs to be replaced.
Well, that's good. And
So
what were
that's,
some of the other bridges you're talking
well,
about?
we're working with the Hammond Sanitary District and the City of Hammond on the Northcott Bridge. That has to be set up to be the flume bridge to be able to have that protection, flood protection on it with the sides put up on it and a new deck on the top. And we're hoping to get that bid out earlier this year and get that going this summer. And that will be closed in its entirety and done all at one time. And then later on in the year, we need to have the Columbia Avenue Bridge replaced. And that's been on the project list here. That's a county bridge. That's a county project. And that'll be split between the county, City of Hammond, and Munster to replace that bridge.
You don't have any dates on that Columbia
No.
Bridge, do you?
No, that's probably going to be late summer.
Late summer, and then will Northcott be done by that time?
Yes, the plan is not to have both of those bridges out at the same time.
Okay, because I think if we put it in context, Indianapolis Boulevard is going to be down to one lane all of this year. So if with the boulevard, and we've already seen, I mean, that backs up with no lanes down. I mean,
Correct.
we're talking about gridlock, I imagine, at some points on Indianapolis Boulevard. So some of that spillover is going to go to Columbia Avenue and some to Northcott.
And also some will go out to Calumet Avenue then.
Right.
And that'll be the preferred way to divert the traffic.
To divert it to Calumet.
Calumet Avenue. Kind of move it west away from Indianapolis.
And but Northcott will be closed in its entirety. What do you mean by what is a flume bridge?
The flume bridge is a bridge that's designed to cause the water to move quickly underneath the bridge so that it doesn't stack up against it. And it'll have sides put up on each side of the bridge so that the water, if the level were to rise, could be higher in the river than the deck of the bridge, and cars could still travel over the bridge.
And that's important to maintain that bridge open, because then you can get equipment in there anytime you have any debris that may collect under that bridge during an event, that they can get to it and get it out.
So is that an entirely new Northcott Bridge then, or are they going to rip the old one out? Or
The
what?
pylons and the support columns that will stay, that are in the river now, will stay. This will be a new deck on top and new sides that'll be tied into the levee walls.